Hey, it's Sunday. I'm gonna post this as soon as I'm done recording it. I have a lot to get done today. However, there is a likelihood that I might pop into my office every once in a while and record a short little video. And then I don't know how I'm gonna release it so I don't bombard you guys, but we'll see. I'm not sure because it's been hours of me trying to get this video out and I feel like a baby, okay? In the sense that I have so much information that I want to share with you and I can't get it out. I'm trying, I'm learning, but it's obviously I will get it out in some form because I'm recording and you're going to see, the video will see the light of day. And then also these feelings that I have that are hard to describe even for me to fully understand. And so then it comes out almost like this frustrated energy, but I'm not frustrated. I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not any of those feelings. It's a good feeling, but it's hard to kind of understand, rationalize, okay? So, basically what I have to do is just, I have to try, right? With experience and with practice and with rambling, which is me experiencing and practicing, then I will be able to get you the information that I'm trying to share with you. So bear with me. If you pay attention to my, I don't know what's called, like the little preview pictures on my channel, you'll see that each one, like kind of subject is different. So just before clicking on it, then you can see kind of the general context or direction of where I'm going with those videos. So like the celebrity readings, I mean, they say celebrity or missing, public figure, they're all the same to me, just like worldly things that has a specific background, candle readings, channel messages, and then these more like talking, introspective, sharing, whatever kind of videos have a specific background, okay? And then these also are speckled in with specific channeled messages, right? I'm getting a channeled song. I'll link it below. This is for someone specific. It's Adore You by Miley Cyrus. Okay, so I want to talk about the way that I channel information as well. Okay, so I feel like I've mastered the art of nothingness in a lot of ways because ever since I was a child, I would go within, right? And it's beyond this feeling of kind of zoning out. It's this meditation in sense where I go above. You know, I can feel myself go above. It feels like home. I go home. I go away. And I can do this for hours and hours and hours at a time, right? And when I do these readings, or if I'm like, for anyone or for myself, right, then I go there, I go away. And in that is something that exists beyond energy. And energy is like the created from the creator. And so in thus it starts creating. And so to bring it down into verbalizing what it is that I get, which is it is information. It's beyond the matrix, which is like the consciousness collective, which can also have a lot of information as well. And then we have like this record of the DNA consciousness, which can have information as well. But the beyond is the truth, right? And so it depends. Honestly, it does depend where I kind of grab that information. But ultimately, I start up there. And then from there, then I get help. And then I have to, I always get help, but I'm saying sometimes I'll get information directed from there and then bring it down, right? So it's a process of that. And then from there of understanding that and then kind of taking it into energy, it turns into energy. And then from energy, it turns into some material, right? So an immaterial to material, which is energy. And then from energy, it turns into visions, right? I can actually see it sometimes, or if I just feel it, then it starts turning into some other method of being able to visualize it. And then from there, I have to interpret it, and then I have to verbalize, and I have to bring it down to here, right? So it's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers of all kinds of different things that are involved beyond there, right? And so, when I was a baby, I would hear music as like my dream. So like also when I say like when I in the video I go back further and I see them talking to me, it's a transfer. It's not energy, a transfer of energy, although it is on that lower level, but above there it's something like this. Like it's not energy transfer, it's beyond energy. Like that. It's taking one and then creating many. And so anyway, so then like it's different from download. Like I know there's like people like, I feel like I'm downloading information, or I get a download, and the download, it feels like a heaviness kind of, or it's heavy but expanding, right? So it's not like that. It's like the transfer, like a communication. It does feel like that in some ways when you start bringing it down, right? And so it's more of a telepathic thing, where there's no language, right? Because I didn't have language at the time. So it's just telepathic communication. You don't really have to think anything. It's just a transferring, right? And so when I would dream of music, right, from childhood up until like baby, until youth, early youth, and then sometimes I still dream in music, and it's the most beautiful music I could ever imagine. It's an orchestra. It's just a beautiful symphony of music, and it was so inspiring. I would wake up and I would desire to be a composer, so that I can encapsulate what it is that I would dream, and I can share that with people, because it's just, how could you not want to share something like that? And in essence, that's what we do in our lives, right? We create music in the energy signature that we leave, right? And the energy signature that exists already. And so in some ways, we're all composers anyway. And so that's what I feel as far as like the beginnings of the energy transfer. So when it comes down, it turns into music, right? So when it starts becoming solid form, it turns to music, and from music it turns into the more material, in the sense of like created things in the earth, right? And like around earth space kind of thing. And so when people cross over, they're in the process of transitioning, and they hear beautiful music, and it's something that is like beyond, is like more beautiful than you could ever imagine. What I believe from my experience, so what God is my witness. I don't know, God's trying me to like hand on Bible. This is what I believe. Like you won't take me from this, you know, like change my mind. You will not take me from this hill. I will die on this hill. Okay. I believe that it's the deconstructing of reality into music form, into that beyond of which I see up there. So that music that they're hearing is the return to the purity of energy, right? When I focus, like look at like ascended masters or beings, or like Jesus and Buddha and all these kind of energies, they feel like this. Precise, not sharp, because this gives it like a sharp feeling, but like material, like it feels almost like I wish I knew more about music. I need to study up on music again. It is like the tune, like it's the one that carries the song, right? Like you have the harmony or whatever in the background, right? That's the supporting, but this is like the star of the show. Like they feel like very, very precise, just precise energy. And then you can expand and look beyond, right? And you can look above. You can look above and beyond and surrounding. It's like the heavenly realms, the higher realms. And that feels like just, everything, like every single musical piece working in beautiful harmony to create this gorgeous light, almost like a triangle, like that higher kind of frequency, like that level. But then there's that depth and richness that is actually formed from creation, from the created, right? So when you look at like human abilities, we are capable, without the soul, right? The soul of the music, we are capable of compassion. We're capable of sympathizing. We're capable of love, right? That exists in animals, right? And animals are pure, they're innocent, right? But you can look at them to see the human nature of what can be the structure of our symphony, the background of it, right? Like the depth of it, but not the soul of it, like not the harmonizing, or like the, I don't know, the star of it, you know, that's the soul of it. But the other part kind of is determined by that energy signature, whether it's like, which I didn't talk about, like the darker stuff, which I'll get into, but then you can make it into this like gorgeous song, this gorgeous energy, when you exhibit those human forms of the created, the compassion, the support, the unity, just like the delicacy, like delicate, just being so delicate. That, and like you can create without, you create with destroying, in the sense of like energy and all of that, but you can create, by creating, you kind of connect, like you like it's like a pulsing, like it's like it's it's like the symbol, like you can, when you create something beautiful, then you destroy, is the destruction of the focus on the other parts of the music, but it's that ding ding ding, like that, right? But it's like captures your attention, but it's beautiful and necessary, and see, you know what I mean? So anyway, so that's what I see as far as like up there. And then there's like this, like this. So they don't have the desire to go below unless necessary, right? Unnecessary in like this, like it's in the heart, like it's like known. It's just, it is to come down, right? And to kind of just when it gets too like I'm seeing, I have my soda light, like here's Earth. We're gonna use Earth as an example, but it's like everything below. So it's like when it gets too colonized, right? Like too many different ant colonies, that's how I'm showing. When it gets too much like that, where there's not enough or not much to stabilize it, then it beams down, right? It pierces through. But it does have this, like, it's like the top of an ocean, you know? And then below is the density, is form, it's form, it is the energy, that's the form. And in there, so like when you look at like dark energy, it feels very just like crunchy, like crunchy music, crunchy sounds, chicken scratches. And it can mask, we can use it as like harmonize, like AI music, where it can produce something that is very beautiful and melodic, but to the untrained ear, which is vastly undetected, right? I'm sure if you brought Mozart today, he would be able to figure out like that's AI generated, because it wouldn't have the spirit, wouldn't have the soul, the depth to it. There's something so special that cannot exist in something created and mimicked. And so it'll be like that, but it's shallow, It's a shallow, and it's a mimicking, right? And below it is dense and crunchy. And it goes opposite of the toroidal. It goes opposite like that because it's trying to spread it out longer. So it's this finite of creating, because the further it goes, the longer it gets, right? It's infinite in its options, right? So if you look at the different colonies, it becomes colonnaded, right? Different colony, like expansion of the universe or something, right? You know, connectedness, but it's in its polarity and the differences. There's so many differences in that. It is infinite, but because of that, it is finite, because that's a limited view, right? That's a very ignorant view of things. And so the longer it goes like that, the more, because they're looking to decompose, not compose, decompose, right? Not construct. And so this right here, the closer you get to this is like created. These are the souls, the created, the harmonizing, the beauty, it's just so gorgeous. That goes like that, right? Goes in, goes in, goes in, goes in, goes in. This does not, goes opposite. In its more like simple form, right? Okay, that's it. Bye.